We're Bill and Cheryl Cook. We've been with CrossPoint since the very beginning, all 15 years, when CrossPoint actually first started out here at Webster Conference Center in Salina.
Yeah, and I think that my favorite thing about CrossPoint is just that the changed lives that we've seen in the last 15 years, and knowing that that was God. It wasn't CrossPoint, it was just God working at CrossPoint. And then one thing for me personally is when it first started, I worked in the 2 and 3 year olds, and the preschool was pretty full. And I also worked with the youth, and we just had a couple kids. And I remember one Sunday just saying, God, I hope I can stay alive long enough to see these kids in the preschool and the youth department. And last week we had 80 kids. And some of those same kids that were in the preschool were at CrossPoint Youth that night. One of my favorite things that I've seen at CrossPoint, just the youth group grow and what God is doing.
Hey CrossPoint, we're the Ryans, Phil and Elena. We've been at CrossPoint since the first day of the Salina location began meeting out at Webster Conference Center on Saturday nights. Our favorite thing that we've seen God do in our time here is just provide for the expansion of our church family. When we needed a facility of our own, and God provided us the church on Cloud Street.
And as we began to outgrow that building, He was faithful to provide us with this new facility with all the additional space and the resources that God's blessed us with. It's been exciting to see every area of our ministry expand and flourish. We believe in the mission of CrossPoint, and we look forward to seeing many more lives change as the good news of Jesus is shared throughout Salina and across the state of Kansas.
Hey everybody, we're the Nessons, and we've been going to CrossPoint for 14 years.
Our favorite part of what we've seen God do at CrossPoint is just to see the amount of growth going from 12 families where we knew everybody's names to now we walk in and we meet someone new every week. It's just been incredible to see just the amount of people who've come to Christ through CrossPoint.
Hi, my name is Kristen Franklin. 15 years ago, I was following my husband who was pulling our flatbed trailer full of all of our belongings, and I was in the car behind him with our 2 small children at the time. We were coming to Salina, Kansas to join about 10 other people who would work together to plant a church that was called Venue Salina. It would soon be called CrossPoint Salina, and I remember as we were traveling thinking, what on earth are we doing? We're coming to this place and planting a church with a pastor who is going to be on video. And that was completely different than anything that I had ever experienced in my life. And I just remember thinking, is this ever going to work? Well, in case you're wondering, it worked. And today we get to celebrate 15 years of God's faithfulness and goodness to the people in this space. It's been a great privilege and blessing to see marriages healed over the years, to see workplaces impacted by the gospel, to see families changed because of who Jesus is. And we have all these little individual stories, but then I get to see like the church as a whole and how God has grown and matured it to be all that He's wanted it to be, and then prepared it for what's next. And so I truly believe the best is yet to come. As I close today, I want to just give a thank you. It has been a joy and a delight to be able to raise our children at CrossPoint Salina. When we came, they were 1 and 3. Today they're 16 and 18. They have been loved deeply by the people in this space, and because of that, they have seen a beautiful picture of the gospel and who Jesus is, and they love the Lord and they're pursuing Him Himself. And I know that isn't the case for every pastor's kid, and so from the bottom of my heart, just so much gratitude and thankfulness for being the church, for being a healthy congregation that loves the Lord and is seeking and pursuing Him. CrossPoint, happy 15th birthday. The best is yet to come.